Presented by that time I got reincarnated in the same world as an anime podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun, the show where we set our sights on the first chapter of a manga and decide if it's a misfire or a bullseye.
Let's see how many rounds are in this magazine. On today's episode, before we begin, may I ask for one final thing?
Welcome, everybody. I am your petty prince punching pugilist, Moxidine, here with the naughty noble with a knack for never needing notable narratives, Isekai Sensei Sama Brad. Brad, how you doing at this Issa 9?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a notable narrative, but generally I don't need them.
Correct. And here we are. So it's refreshing to say this because I have to keep it a secret for a while, but this episode comes out for a while. In the shoujo arc.
Dun, dun, dun.
We just had to record a Shonen Jump new series where I have to keep it a secret, so time is funny. And we are covering, may I ask you for one final thing, or in Japanese, Brad?
Saigo no hitosu dake onegai shite mo yorishi desho ka.
To my ears, that sounded fine enough, as far as I can know.
There's only two people we know who will be upset about that.
Well, to be upset with us.
But dear listener, you could feel also free to come and complain
dear listener,
about
you
my
could also be
pronunciation.
upset with us too. Don't let them hog it. So this started as a light novel, go figure, in August 2018.
You say go figure, but this one I feel like it doesn't really feel like a light novel.
Beg to differ.
Okay, you can beg.
Please don't make me no. The manga was serialized. Oh, it was in a magazine actually. Was serialized in Regina. No,
it
website.
looks like it's very specifically because I looked into this because I was like, wait a minute, it wasn't in a magazine. It was very specifically published on a website, a manga website.
That's what a lot of the light novel ones are. They seem like they're rarely in magazines.
But it's definitely...
Because the magazines are trying to cultivate their own stuff. They're not going to pay money for something else unless it's like big bucks.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
It's my position.
But yes, this is... I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's Regina.
That's what I'm going to say because I don't like the alternative because of things.
It's a Regina. It's a manga website. I'm relatively certain, but I don't know for sure because I was not able to find like concrete information, but I'm pretty sure it's a shoujo manga website.
Gotcha. And that's why it's in this arc.
Yes.
Okay.
Among other things.
Yes. But it started showing up there June 2019. Brett says there's lots of other good series there, but it's not in English. Was this a Japanese only website?
Yeah, so as far as I can
tell,
it's
an awareness, but not a. But you recognize other series that you've read there.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of them actually. A lot of the shoujo that I read comes from here. And I think, because I didn't realize this until we talked earlier, but the Annapolis, is that how you say it?
What?
The place you read it.
I thought it was Alpha something.
Oh, Alphapolis?
I'll go check that because I can see it and you can't. You talk about the other factoids.
So that site specifically, there apparently is English stuff from Regina on there. But I didn't find that site.
It literally, because I'm like, oh yeah, I read the official one. I got there from the Decks of Manga. And Brad's like, what? Alpha Manga is what it's called.
Okay.
And we both looked at the Manga Dex thing for this series, and I could see it, and he could not.
Yeah, for some reason,
it didn't show up on
it. Will not show up on mine, and I don't know why.
Not a clue.
But I wanted to point that out because apparently you can go read it there.
Read an official.
Yeah.
So it says, because it takes you to the website that it lives on. Which read fine enough. But it is getting a physical English release. Ooh, this is like now.
Yeah. So I mean, was really
it's now for us. It'll be then
Yeah.
For you, but to us it's now.
I did have this written out as it's coming very soon. But
I shouldn't have said that because now you know when we're recording this.
Is hearing this, it will have come out a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
April 7th, 2026, which I thought was really weird and interesting
Lined up
because
so well.
it got an anime in 2025, but the physical English release is only happening now.
Well, no, because the anime, once you don't want to print, because releasing an anime is easy because it's digital, but making physical books costs money,
Yeah,
so you
I
want to make sure
suppose.
there's a market for them first. And now that the anime is out and they can see numbers that it's successful,
Yeah,
that's why you put the manga out and you go, I can cash in on this. People are going to want the manga now
I
in
didn't think
physical
of it
form.
that way.
The manga's where the money's at, Brad. The anime is just an ad. You
Yeah.
got to remember that. It's just newer now that we have really. I mean, we've had good animation in the past, but we keep forgetting that it's the ad and not the art, even though it's becoming the art.
Specific to the anime, I did want to say I hadn't watched it before, but as we were getting ready for this episode, I watched the first episode of the anime just to make sure it wasn't garbage. And it's pretty standard. It's following the manga pretty one-to-one as far as like the panels go, but it does mix together the first and second chapters in
Which I have read.
an interesting way.
I'm assuming, Brad, you've read more of that just to bury the lead a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just, because I read one and I'm like, I think I got what I needed, but this is kind of short. And you were still waking up, so I'm like, I'll just eat a second one.
I mean, I'll just say it now. I'm caught up on this as far as I can be.
I'm sure I will have more questions of you and we'll talk about it later.
I've been reading this for a while, and I've wanted to talk about it for a while, but I haven't had the
Now you have
opportunity yet. And so
a captive audience.
here we are.
So, yes, this got an anime in October 2025. This was written by Nana Otori, the manga, not the manga or the light novel.
Yes.
Is that a yes of yes, or is that a yes of I don't know?
That is a yes of that is the writer. They wrote the light
I guess
novel.
usually
They are credited
they're
for
credited as the writer, because
the
usually
manga.
it's just the mangaka is listed as whoever the artist is. There's not usually a quote-unquote writer on a lot of these
Yeah.
light novel adaptations. So that's why I'm thinking about it. And illustrated by Sora Honoki, our workman-like illustrator. And now for my patented Moxie's Mox Speed manga summary. Watch me completely butcher these. I don't even know what language that is.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're fairly European names. I think you can get them right.
I don't know what language this name is from, Brad. I hate these names, if I'm being honest. Scarlett L. Vandomian. Vandomian?
It's definitely not Van Domain,
I know. I would have an A in it.
but two of those I think were fine.
One of those was good enough. I don't have to say the last name for a while. I'm annulling our engagement. The voice of the prince rang through the ballroom. Scarlett stood alone, surprised by the outburst, but more annoyed than anything. What did you just say now, Prince Kyle? Kyle. His retort was haughty and lacking the grace and elegance you'd expect of royalty. Brad, I both love and hate how you dress these things up.
I think this one deserves it.
Yeah. As of tonight, I am announcing my engagement. God, these names are so people who don't understand what English or European languages are. Terraneza Hopkins.
That's. I mean, it's a weird name, but it's easy enough to pronounce.
I know, but just like, why?
You do have to say that one a bunch.
That's
Good
fine.
luck.
Hopkins. A girl of small stature and sickeningly pink hair stood out next to the prince. How do you know it's pink? Do you see color in the anime then?
I mean, she's on the cover.
Okay, yeah.
But
I don't
yes,
know if I
the
saw a
anime
cover.
as
I don't
well.
think I saw a cover in my version. I could be wrong. I guess I saw it on the cover that's on the next website, whatever. She smirked at Scarlett as the room broke out into applause. Scarlett could hear the chatter of the nobles surrounding them, their empty platitudes buzzing in her ears as if they were flies buzzing around a recently deceased animal just waiting to get their Brad, you're good at writing. You know what? You should write this manga. Scarlett briefly thought back to how she found herself in this position. She'd been engaged to the prince since they were even born, but Kyle had been raised poorly, and after they met, had always treated her with contempt. Still, as the daughter of a duke, she had to present herself properly and be a picture of perfection. To those around her, she came off as cold. Scarlett cut back to her current situation as Terranaz's voice floated through the hall. It sounded to Scarlett like the taste of an overly sweetened fruit tart, as if it were made from too old fruit that was just starting to run over. Brad, this is too good.
Just read it.
I'm sorry. Like normally I get pissed at you, but it's like this is like you're catching the vibe. I wanted so much more of what's going on. As it were made from too old fruit that was just starting to rot and over-sugared to hide the decay. I swear, as Prince Kyle's new wife, that we will raise this country in happiness and love. Kuhn.
I
didn't get a Kuhn in mine, admittedly.
Well, I added that.
Oh, it was good. I'm saying it's good.
I feel like you need to put on the voice for that line.
I swear as Prince Kyle's new wife that we will raise this country in happiness and love.
That's good.
Scarlet spoke up over the low din of pleasantries to object, as much as it might pain her. Our engagement was decided between the royal and ducal families. Ducal? Is it ducal?
Yeah.
Okay, ducal just... I don't know why ducal is weird on my ears.
It does sound funny, especially the more you say it.
Ducal.
Stop saying it.
Ducal. Ducal schmerzi. Do you think you can annul it by your own word? Kyle smirked in that way that a toddler smirks when they think they've tricked their parents. Of course I can, because I will now announce your crimes. Terraneza has told me all about... Oh, wait, is this the... Oh, no, this is right. Terraneza told me all about the harassment you brought on her. Scarlet calmly replied in confusion. I don't remember anything like that. In fact, this is the first time I've ever met the young lady. A vein popped on Kyle's face. How can you say that? You go to the same school. You ruined her notebook, locked her in the bathroom, spread awful rumors about her, and even pushed her down the stairs. Women love pushing other women down the stairs. Manga and these things have told me so. That one's from me. That one's not one from Brad. But that has shown up too many times in manga for me to count. I don't know why people keep doing that. Oh, or in just Japanese media in general, just to be clear. Because
women are too weak to punch each other.
They got it. Well, give it a second. Scarlet scoffed. Very well. You've made your own conclusions. Kyle puffed out his chest. So you admit it. You're rotten. You know in the stories you'd be called the villainess. Scarlet thought for a moment and then sighed. Prince Kyle, before I leave, may I ask for one final thing? Kyle began to deride Scarlet before Terraneza interjected. It's okay, Kyle. We should at least hear her out since she's leaving. Kyle swooned at Terraneza's graciousness, but Scarlet approached the two. My last request is this. May I make this stupid bitch fly? Did yours say bitch?
Yeah.
I have to double check. I don't think mine said bitch, but it did say send her flying. I got to double check that. I don't know if I feel like I'd remember bitch. I do love that though. And with that, Scarlet pulled back, then swung forward, landing a punch square in Terraneza's jaw and causing her to tumble back into the crowd behind her. It was just before this that Scarlet decided she had had enough. Being surrounded by the second prince's sycophants was enough to annoy her, but now the gloves were off. Or rather, now the gloves were on as she pulled on fingerless leather gloves adorned with diamond pyramids on the knuckles. Someone shouted for the guards, but as they rushed in, Scarlet quickly put them to sleep with a spell. The second prince's faction was scared and confused. This magic was too powerful. What exactly was Scarlet? But it was too late. Scarlet began to beat her way through the crowd, knocking out noble after noble, reveling in the violence she was able to convey for the first time in quite a while. As she pummeled her way back towards Kyle, somebody in the crowd had a sudden realization. They had called her the Ice Rose at the academy, but she had another name when she was younger. The Mad Dog Princess!
So that was chapter 1.
Yes. And
Moxie
chapter 2
read chapter 2 as
talks
well.
about her. I did not write this down specifically. Is talking more about her upbringing. So you see that when she was little, she used to fight people all the time, and her older brother, who I think is mentioned in this first chapter, Leonardo, I believe his name is.
Oh, is he mentioned in this chapter?
I believe so. At some point, his name. I think he's mentioned by name because I saw him. Then I'm like, oh yeah, it's you. He's like you're a lady. You can't do this. She's like, oh, but I wanna. And then she gets betrothed to that prick Kyle. And he's like, even from as being a small child, he's like, I'm going to treat you like a slave and a servant.
Yeah.
And she can't fight back because their family could get all fucked over if that happens then because of this.
And there is, I think, you really only need the first chapter, even though it's sort of short.
I needed the second chapter because it was cards on the table here was that. Before the twist came, I was like shoutingly miserable. I was pissed. I went, why is Brad making me read this? And then the moment the twist came, I go, oh, that's why Brad made me read this. And I didn't turn around entirely because there was a very steep hill to get over.
Yeah.
But I had a good time with it instead of an arms crossed bad time with it. My arms are still a little crossed for what comes in the future. The second chapter helped with it because it did more of the emotional setup that I like, where it's like, no, she's always been about this, and she's had to put up with a bunch of shit. Does it feel really nice in one of these contexts where somebody's just like, I'm going to smack a bitch? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You can't believe how much. And that they draw her kind of cool, and she just punches the fucking shit out of a bunch of people. And in these situations where I'm just like, fuck all. It's the same reason. It's a different but similar reason I love, was it Isekai Shokaku? What's that one actually in English? Where the banned in another life or something?
No longer allowed in
another life. Where like the whole gag of that is like he wants to get back to his love, but he committed suicide to get to the isekai world. So he's just constantly trying to commit suicide and just doesn't give a shit about all this fantasy bullshit and sends the isekai shitbags back to Earth realm.
Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons. I think it was also like it's a fun show and I like the bits in it. But like one of the reasons I liked it was like this was a guy who didn't give a shit about all those trappings, and I appreciate that even if the manga didn't feel that. And that was just very cathartic to me here. It's just like, it wasn't just like, I'm going to rebel against it and use my magic, where it's just like, no, I'm just going to punch you in the face. I'm really good at punching. I like punching. I'm like, I love punching.
Yeah.
This rules.
I know you do.
Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes you try to feed me things, you go, Moxie, you like this one? And I go, ew, gross. So it is a little bit like, I hate this, like, here's this, like, it's one of those ones where it's like, I'm getting worked. And after the twist came, it goes, I'm getting worked, but I liked it. Like, it was very wrestling in that, because I'm just like, I hate this heel. I hate these very clearly emotional setups that are
it's the same engagement and annulment event.
We've seen this literally before in Isanai.
Which is the whole point, is that it's going to turn it on its head. I mean, as other ones do as well, but this one very specifically is like so cathartic.
Yes, it is. But it led me to, because this is how I work, because no perfect meal ever lasts forever or is tasty forever for me, the hellscape I live in at my own brain. And I guess this is where I come to you as somebody who's read a bunch. How much have you read of this? Because I don't think you listed how many chapters there were.
Yeah.
There's clearly enough to have an anime and enough to print it physically in English. So it's been going for a while.
I have a feeling that the...
whatever you've read is what I care about most, honestly. Because this is one... I'll start putting in what I'm talking
53 chapters.
Okay, that's a good amount. That can show if it's got legs or not.
I don't know if that's how many are actually released at this point, but that's how many I was able to read thus
My
far.
main thing, and I don't remember what episode this was, but it will keep coming up because it technically spiritually came up before, is my position of, you can have a good gimmick and the gimmick can be fun, but can you either A, keep the story going and keep it fresh? Like, it's mostly just, can you keep it fresh? Because yeah, this first time was great. But it's like, well, yeah, you beat up these nobles I barely know. And it's like, you just set up more and you make it more cathartic each... Like, again, it's like, is this the Punisher?
Okay, so...
Do you just make it cathartic and then pay it off?
I think before we get into more of the long-term stuff...
Yeah, we should stay what's here, because that's where I'm at now. Where,
you need to ask me a very specific question.
I have to ask you a question?
Yeah. It's a question you asked me earlier, but we have to ask it on mic now.
Ah, fuck, what was that question?
It's very important.
Blink, 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 blink. Shoot. And I asked it hours ago, literally. Can I have a hint?
This is episode 119.
Oh, this was the tool blast. So it's a 19. So I had to both ask him if this was a shoujo, which by virtue of where it came out, from what he's telling me it is, even though this feels, I guess all of the isekai light novel stuff always feels like it lives in its own island.
Yeah. Hey, girls are allowed to, like, beating people up.
They can. I mean, again, well, I guess, an episode that hasn't come out yet on this arc, but we've recorded is me showing an example of that this label is bullshit?
That'll be 2 episodes from now.
Okay, so that hasn't happened yet. That can stand. Is this an isekai? Because in the first 2 chapters, well, this had the stink of light novel on it, which means it has the innate stink of isekai floating around it with the villainous thing. There was no mention of reincarnation or any of that isekai, the direct isekai evidence. This is not even like this is on the isekai. Like, I didn't even have any information that's on the isekai tale. All I have is the stink lines. Yeah. The odor.
So
stink lines is maybe a little too mean on this one, admittedly.
So first of all, I will say...
But my guess is that this is the person who is our female lead who punches people is the person who's been isekai'd, and this is why she's got a cold demeanor, because she knows the situation. This is my humble guess.
Well, that's real wrong.
Yo, what?
That's not you. No.
No?
No.
Then what is it?
No, it's the pink hair bitch is the isekai person.
What?
Yeah.
What? Well, how does that work? So you can do these where the isekai is not the main character?
Yeah. Yo. Now, if you want to call that isekai adjacent because she's not the main character,
no, that's
you're
fine.
welcome to.
That's fine. That's enough for me.
It's close enough.
It's punching an isekai in the face. I love that.
Yeah.
That's stated earlier. I'm a simpleton sometimes.
Welcome to Moxie's favorite isekai.
I love beating up isekai
I guess
people.
slime is your favorite isekai.
What? I don't know, Brad. This is punching isekai people in the face.
Well, maybe we'll watch this anime.
Because that's the problem. At the beginning, it's like all these fucking big, stupid, semi-English European names that are just put together in a way that has no context of how names work.
Okay, So this is
Taraneza Hopkins. What the like? And again, on its own, that's fine. But it's just like I keep seeing this, and it's like, God, these are just from like a random name generator.
So as much as you are like down on all of those kind of tropes,
these
and
tropes,
things,
but that's what made
think
the turn
about,
better. Admittedly,
yes. But think about this from my
entirely.
perspective, then, of reading series after series that I pretty much enjoy.
Yeah,
but are doing this kind of thing somewhat straight, like. You've got the girl who comes in and gets the prince and all that.
Yeah. Again, we literally saw the whole like I'm breaking this annulment. Fuck you. Also, I'm the hugest bitch that's ever been.
So then think about it, like reading this from my perspective, then, and getting that twist and going, oh, that's the isekai protagonist, and our main character is beating her up.
That's the other twist that comes later. I will say, though, Chapter 2 feels like it played it very straight after the big twist, because I thought it would lean into it more, but that's what gives me misgivings about being fully on, like, it's so clever. It's like, it played all of Chapter 2 very straight. And I like Chapter 2 better, little better, but it was still just a lot of, like, here's 6 more pages of him being mean to her over the years, and it's like, you already gave me the catharsis. Did I, like, I guess she'll punch him again, but, like, did I need it? Like...
So...
And that's where more that voice of, does this have legs? Is this a one-trick pony? And maybe is that one trick really great and we go, yo, the pony's popping off. Hell yeah.
That's pretty great. Let me give you a little bit of something, and this is somewhat of a spoiler, but it comes out... You
telling me who the isekai character was already a spoiler, admittedly.
That's not as important. That's more to sort of set up why she's doing this stuff. Okay. And, like... how she was able to get in this position.
Her, or are you only following through our main character's eyes?
No, just our main
Good.
Character. Okay, so at the end of Chapter 2, and this is important to note because we didn't get it in the summary, the very last page, you meet the first prince, the crown prince. So he is like hanging out in his tree, just getting away from everything.
Okay.
The second prince like pulls Scarlet away and starts like yelling at her, and he's like, "You sure are loud, you dumbass," right? And that's when we meet him. He's the male lead. The first prince is the male lead.
Yeah, of course, because it's supposed to be princes. Fucking hate princes. I hate dukes.
You hate
barons,
princes, but
I hate princesses. I hate queens. I hate monarchies. I hate all these fucking kingdom bullshit.
You will love him. Okay. Not because he's like the pinnacle of being a prince, but because he is a sarcastic piece of shit and is constantly picking at Scarlet and like their relationship. I don't think she's actually accepted him yet in chapter 53.
I don't want to use the phrase. Does she liven up a little bit, or is she always okay? Good, because I very much got the thing of I'm keeping my emotions inside because I was told to do that and I have to, and now the corks pop up, and I don't expect her to just turn into a rolling your R that I can't do like 100% twist, but I was like, I did get this sense that this was an emotional wall she was putting up just to put up with the bullshit.
Honestly,
so her waking up as a character would be nice.
That she gets to punch people again is basically unlocking her emotions.
I believe that. What if Mob Psycho 100, but when the emotions pop up, he doesn't get psychic powers. He just like does like an infinite punch. He just gets the God hand activated.
So yeah, basically the Crown Prince is like, hey, I'm gonna
a spiritual remake of God hand with this would be pretty dope, of just going around castles and just punching the shit out of a bunch of nobles. Sounds rad.
Well, on top of that, her magic power, she's made a contract with the god of time.
Okay.
And is able to like slow down and or stop time, which means she can hit people way harder. Yes.
Yeah.
Kronos.
That's who it'd be.
So yeah, there's so much good stuff.
Okay, you gave me what I needed. You dangled some new things. I love that the male lead's a piece of shit, kind of, sorta.
Let me. This is not really indicative of anything, but on the decks of manga, it's rated at almost a 9.
Yes, but you know how I feel about the masses and their love of the gimmick that doesn't have legs.
But that
and
is
they just
to
get
say
stuck in it.
That generally speaking, obviously they rate things higher than they should be from most of the time.
Yeah.
But for something to get that high, there is a consensus.
I would want to
that
know
it's
when
good.
they rated it, because I would pop off if I saw that twist, the original one where she punches them. I'd pop off and go, "This rules," and I'd hit a 10 and move on with my life, or I'd forget to change it.
Yeah. No,
Unless
this
I
is
felt really vindictive emotionally.
overwhelmingly rated
Okay.
9 and 10.
I will give
So-
this more time because it gave me the thing that I love about the Punisher of here's a piece of shit, he's getting his.
Yeah. No, and that
that's-
continually happens.
And I feel like a lot of these
They
times
just-
with these light novel isekais that you bring me, and some other ones that I just sort of osmosis from the world, the setup is always too lacking and the payout is too far away. So it just feels like somebody's being shitty, and it's like
Yeah.
overall, but it's like it's never paid back in a way that I feel both the build and this one felt a little cheap, but the twist was so strong that it brought me around.
There's
And it wielded my emotions in my stomach, but I feel like a lot of them, like, because like I said, we've done one where it's like, and then he dumps her, and it's mostly just like, what the fuck? Like, why is this the most evil man ever? Like, because there's no, when you're dropped directly into it, it's very just like,
yeah.
why don't fucking know him from Adam? What do I give a shit about any of this? Like, I don't even know what the situation is to know if this is him. I'm assuming he's being the worst because I've seen some of these, but it's like, I never like those where it's so rote, but I also just know people are reading 50 kabillion of these, so they're like, they're doing what I'm doing with some other stuff we read, and I go, well, no, skip to the thing, get to the point.
So here's one of the things that I really love about the series is that, like, yes, more pieces of shit keep showing up for her to punch,
Yeah.
which is good, but it's also not just pieces of shit. So the main thing with Terraneza does get wrapped up. I can't remember if it's completely or just mostly within like 4 or 5 volumes. I forget how many it is. And we move on to another thing that's going on after that.
Okay.
And part of that is they're dealing with this other kingdom that is like the Dragon Kingdom. And it's like the royalty isn't dragons, but they like make contracts with dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
And sort of the main person in this who actually shows up earlier, and then, you know, they go to visit him later, or rather the kingdom. He comes in and he is just he's a prince of this nation, and he's just like the most boisterous, like, and he immediately is like, Scarlet, you're awesome. You're going to marry me. And she's like, the fuck I am.
Okay, no, okay, Brad, I am sorry. I know that you were excited to talk about this, but you have done your job correctly. I want to read more of this. I don't need any more future vision.
But,
I want to talk. I want to
yes.
read it and then talk to you about it.
But specifically to say, it isn't just piece of shit people that she beats up.
but there's
She gets to have
'Cause
fun
there's
beating up all kinds of people.
There's like some of the bit that you see in the chapter 2 when she's younger is that they're like, you beat up that noble. Oh, but I did at least see that you were protecting a commoner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, good. You're setting the groundwork that you need for me to root for her.
Yeah, she's not. I mean, she's crazy, but she's not.
She doesn't. I don't want her to be perfect.
She's not a bad person.
No, but I want her to be a little hot-headed where she goes off a little bit too much and then has to suffer those consequences. A little bit. Not too much. Not too much. I don't need that, but it's
I don't know that she's suffered any consequences
Okay,
yet.
that's fine, I guess.
Besides
That's
socially, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Not like somebody fights her back, whatever. So I don't know. I have what I need because that was my main thing was I had really strong emotions before the twist came, and then I just went, yo, this is exactly what the catharsis I needed for all of this. Not just that he was shitty, but I'm like all of the shitty genre that I don't like about it, the shitty parts of the genre. Not that the genre is shitty, just to be clear.
Which genre? Isekai or shoujo?
Light novels. Light novels adapted into manga.
I will give you that there's a lot of, I don't really like the word, but I think it fits, slop.
Workman-like. That's the respectful version of it.
Yeah.
The art is work. I wish she looked
like
a little cooler.
Workman-like is higher than slop.
I would agree with that. I wish she looked cooler when she was fighting people, and maybe that comes later. This is the problem with the workman-like. When
I think we'll
this
have to check out the anime.
I would agree with that. I originally thought when that twist happened, because I couldn't remember the name of it, that there is a Punch-Out style female, like, European court game that is a Punch-Out game of her punch. Yeah, see, that's cool. I like that. But it could be cooler, but that's just my sense of style. But in this art style, it's doing what it needs to do. That I got hype when she did the posing and got the cestises on.
I think you saw in the second chapter she's wearing like her riding outfit It's
There's
pants.
cestus. The cestus is the gloves with the bits
but
on
like
them.
she's wearing pants and like she's got this coat on that's got this sort of frilled.
She's wearing pants.
She's got some really fun outfits.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm honestly, like I said, I had one misgiving coming to you with this conversation after like where I was now and not where I started, where I was in the middle.
Yeah.
Does this have legs? And you're telling me yes. And you told me things that got me excited.
Such good
and
legs.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed with the emotional ride that I
Her legs
had.
are so long.
What?
Her legs are so long.
They need to be. That's how you get your leverage to punch. Comes from the legs and the hips. The rotational force. Longer legs is more rotational force.
She would beat the shit out of me. I don't know.
Step on.
I don't know that I'm
Aqua got
into
Norded.
that. I'd put up with it for Scarlet. Which is what Julius is doing.
You told me what's coming. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other things. And I can't talk about because what this is. Black site beeping. Is this coming out after Fruits Basket?
Yes, Fruits Basket should be
okay,
right before
but we don't have
this.
enough of the rest of Shoujo arc, so it's like this is in line. This is less in line with this arc. Not that it doesn't fit here, and more in line with other things that you have brought me. But it's more of that like kingdom. We're following a female protagonist, villainous stuff. So, but the gimmick is one that I enjoy. I will admit. So, and chapter 2 did give me enough that I'm like, okay, you're going to go back and actually pave a little bit more of an emotional path here.
Right.
Hopefully it's not as belabored moving forward. But I did emotionally enjoy my time with it. That was why I was just like, is this me eating sweets 100%? And will I get tired? Because I eat the same sweet over and over again. I'm like, I'm tired of the sweet. My stomach hurts.
I think that
but
enough stuff happens.
You're telling me there's enough variety. So that was like I said. That's why I came up with this. Like, here's my emotional journey. This was my qualm. You're telling me my qualm is not a problem moving forward.
Yeah.
Checks will be cashed. So, yeah.
There's some mystery in there that ends up with her beating people up.
That's what you do.
There's some drama that ends with her beating people up. There's there's very little romance.
That's fine. Dipshit can earn it. Not dipshit. Dipshit is the one prince. Bullshitter can earn it. The first prince.
Yes. Any other female lead, he would be bullying, but
she don't take no guff.
In this
it's a little catty back and forth. There's like, it's interesting, and like this is maybe I just haven't seen this in a manga, or I like noticed it or read it as a specifically romance one. Is like there are certain couples that you meet when you fight and you go, oh, this ain't good, and there's some that you go, ah, yes, they're perfect.
Yeah,
they're such a unit. And it's so weird. Like I feel like it takes a certain. And maybe I'm just full of garbage about this is what my instinct is by going, this one's not working, and then I see them break up, and there's somewhere I'm just like, oh no, you two are a pair. You make sense. You're just so comfortable that literally even the most id stuff comes out, and you were just such an unbreakable pair that literally you're the strongest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I want. And I guess I don't know. I think it's just hard to write that because that's just you have to just live life to feel that vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brad, I honestly, it was very, I read maybe 40 pages, give or take max with the 2 chapters. I think we said the things that happened with the summary. I said where I was at, what's coming. And we talked about that a little bit. Like, I've said my position on things. I feel like I should have more to go over, but I don't.
There's not. This is always the problem, right? When we like something, there's less to talk about.
Yeah, sometimes it's the problem is we both like it, and one of us has future vision.
Yeah.
So it's hard to play guessing game because I usually if I know things and you don't, I'm a little bit more tight-lipped. But I also asked for things. I think this one, admittedly, and you're excited, which is good, and I'm excited, which is great.
I really do mean it when I say that my summary that I wrote, I think, is a good representation. Like, obviously, I put more words into it than were there.
I think this is one where I think I say because I like it, it deserved it. To which I say this story deserved better than the manga it got.
To an extent.
I don't think that. I guess that's what my conversation could be. I do not think the manga is bad. I just wish this was not a mangaization of a light novel.
Well, and that's the thing.
In the lineup of those, I wish this was an adaptation, like a true like adaptation, the way that
Yeah.
a good and a great anime will come from a manga, where it's like both of these things can be their own art and not just like this is a kind of, again, the workman-like, more reduced version of the light of what the light novel is. And maybe it's just because I liked it off and I want it to pop off more visually.
And that's what I'm wondering, like, maybe my summary is what the light novel is.
Your summary is what it deserves of what I've read of this manga, of how I feel at this point in time.
I mean, I never read the light novels, so
yeah,
I don't know.
we can't because they're not, or they're just a lot more reading to do. There's no pictures. I feel like I should start with my thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
Am I in alignment? I haven't actually thought about this. I say as I take the baton and then go, wait a minute, which I don't like when you do that. So fuck me, I guess. I think it's good. I feel it's great, or at least I feel like I had a great time with it, I guess is the way to put it, just because the catharsis was there, and especially now that my worry has been allayed. I would just say good. I don't think it's great yet. I don't think it's fine. I think it's good, but like a hearty good.
Yeah.
Solid. Workmanlike, but non-derogatory. Which the art is like just barely above workmanlike derogatory.
I think I don't think you're wrong.
I think that's part of my thing. Is just like I wish it had its own art style and not just here's the house style of what you do when you do the light novel, and here's what this art. Like it's very inoffensive.
I think my the reason I'm going to push back on this a little bit is because while I agree that the normal scenes are very much like, oh, this is just the normal style. It's well constructed, but they're not doing anything crazy. When the fighting is going on, I think the dynamicism of the fighting and the way she's portrayed with like they get some smears in there and everything, like I think that is what sets it apart.
Yes, but that I've seen enough other of both style of more actiony stuff and more royal stuff, and both of those art styles and times could be more popping off visually, more interesting, more of a hand, and not so. This is why my position is because I liked it. This is why my position of this manga deserved better visually. It's not bad; it just deserves better.
This is me speaking as a person who doesn't do visual art.
Ow,
really? But what?
I cracked my jaw. That wasn't about you. It hurt. I went and it cracked and yeah. Sorry.
I don't know what I would add to the fight scenes to do anything more. You know.
I want an iota of the sauce of Alien Headbutt. I want to feel the rev of the engine more.
See, I thought
and
I was
felt
getting
it.
that.
Yeah, but I could feel it more. But what if more, Brad? I feel like that this exemplifies our positions in a way. A lot of things. Is Brad going, no, this is enough, and I go, but what if more? What if you could ask for more?
Yeah.
And I think I'm being reasonable here.
I don't think you're being unreasonable.
I think there's times when somebody can go, but what if more? And going, no, like you can't, or like you're insane. This is just what it is. But this is one where it's so specifically, this is the light novel adaptation art style, give or take. And I just wish the art could have a little bit more personality and not just like, it's this man's job to adapt this source and this is his paycheck. And there's not a lot. With all these adaptations, I never feel a lot of like their heartbeat in it, you know? Their job is to pass along the heartbeat of the author who wrote the light novel that got us here.
I don't think you're being unreasonable, but I also I don't know what you could do differently that wouldn't make it so different that I would go, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
But that's a me problem and that's a you problem.
And that's a me problem. Such is the way of things. Brad, what are your thoughts and feelings?
So
going back to this first chapter now.
I think being as objective as I can be.
Yes. Which is difficult when you have a lot of future vision.
And keeping in mind what I just said about the art.
Correct.
I am going to say objectively good to great.
Okay, respect it.
I pretty much agree with all the stuff you're saying, but I also go, but more, like better than what you're saying.
Yeah.
So we're not so far off, but I think
you're not so different. We're not so different, you and I.
Yeah. Now, as far as feelings, I think this is amazing. I love this series. I am so happy that you like it.
I know, because I was Brad, you do not understand how much I was just motherfuckers making me realize fucking bullshit in that beginning part. He's like, this is all he knows. I hate all these bits. Why is he doing this to me? There's some bit. I'm like, there's got to be something coming. He knows better by now.
Yeah,
and the answer was he did know better.
And this is the level of enjoyment I wanted you to have in that Yuri isekai. The
other one that had
princess.
the dump. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I thought, and that was before I went back and reread the first chapter. I thought that one would do a similar thing as this one for you. But that was just
peace. I'm gonna go marry my science girlfriend.
Yeah.
Bye. And like that's not.
That
I just met you guys.
Yeah.
Cool ox a second.
That one needs like a whole volume, unfortunately. But yeah, I've loved this one since the first chapter I read years ago.
I get it. How do you feel? Did you say how you felt?
That's amazing.
Oh, okay. I think I just don't hear that one a lot. Or it's like we use a couple different words interchangeably. So I think I was just like,
And this is definitely one of those like top of amazing.
Okay.
I don't know what I need for the meme answer, but this is pretty close.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, probably slime.
Have you ever
would be my
had the
meme
meme answer?
I think. Oh, did I?
I don't think you have.
Did
you from Astro Baby?
Wasn't there a recent one? No, Astro Baby. I remember because
I recently had one
B
with
were both
Alien Head. I've done it for Astro Baby and I did it for Alien Headbutt because Alien Headbutt, the layup from Underdoctor and Alien Headbutt was the perfect thing of this is great and this hole was made for me.
Yeah,
I think that's the other version I'm going to use now to compass in of what the meme answer is that this hole was made for me. And it has to be very specific to you.
I guess, I mean, it's since I can't remember what the series was that I said that with, I guess.
I feel like I would have, I don't know what it would have been because I feel like I'd have the strong emotional memory of probably disagreeing with you and wanting to strangle you over it. I don't remember that ever happening.
I think it was one that you were also pretty hyped on.
I know, but I just don't remember you ever doing it. I just know, like I said, me and B did it 1 billion years ago in Astro Baby. I wonder if I was at Con longer and because I wore my Astro Baby shirt there when I roamed the merch hall, if people would have been like, I know if a single human in that building would have been like, I recognize that. A single human of the thousands of humans, would one of them know Astro Baby? And the answer is probably not.
Okay, I'm just looking at episodes really quick. God, maybe not.
I don't think you did. This is my position.
I'm looking at all these just going like, I don't know. I guess not.
But yeah, Brad, would you buy?
Yeah, I think I might buy the physical volume of this.
Brad, I think if it wasn't as timely, I don't think I'd say this, but like I think I would too. And if I read it and I kind of fall off the wagon, I'll just give it to you.
Okay.
And if I don't, I'll go. Buy your own. I'll buy the next one then, or I'll start reading from wherever that is, unless I hate whatever localization you're reading.
Listener, by the time you hear this, you should be able to go out and buy it yourself.
Correct.
We can't yet.
By then, I'll hopefully also have it.
2 more days.
Yeah.
It's coming out on Tuesday.
I'll go pre-order it as soon as this episode's done. But yeah. Brad, this podcast wedding is over. Read the credits as the annulment of the marriage. Did she kick the shit out of her parents for being huge assholes for doing this to her? Don't tell me the answer.
I don't think so.
Give it time.
Her dad is just sort of too mild.
Yeah. I wonder why. Yeah. Is mom going to be a badass?
I don't
Have you met
remember her mom.
Maybe you haven't met her yet. Maybe she's a badass. That's where she gets it. Because
she's
she's literally been a fighter
so,
since
right?
she was a kid, and she's been keeping it bottled.
They probably had to keep her out of the country, or else she would have beat up the royal family already.
Exactly.
For doing that to her daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, and dad was probably so limp-wristed. He's like,
No, you see him in chapter 2, right? Where he's like, sorry, I can't do anything about it.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I just kind of glossed over and thought that was still her brother.
Of course it's not. He's got a mustache. That's how you know he's older.
Older brother with a mustache, even though they were around the same ages as kids. He was just a couple years older.
At any rate, we want to hear from you. So go on our website.
Do you want to punch the royalty?
Not our royalty. go on our website, animepodcasterreincarnation.com, and check out our social links page. You can find all the different social media that I guess me specifically I'm on. And there's like one place where you can talk to all of us, which is Discord. So check that out. That's the place. Join our Discord.
Talk to me about how you want to punch royalty, but not our royalty.
Why haven't you been on our Discord yet?
On our Discord.
Seriously. That's fine. You can leave. Plenty of people leave YouTube comments, which we get. And I have to repost them on our Discord so we can talk about it.
Yes.
Just come on our Discord.
It's really easy.
You can leave comments too. I think that's good for engagement or whatever. Boosts us in the algorithm.
Sure.
Anyway, that's what you should do with our social links page. But you can also click on the link to our Patreon, where we have supporters who some of them are royalty.
Yes. Don't punch those ones.
And our patrons get perks like getting the high quality stereo version of the podcast early, which is obviously way more important for these episodes, these brand new series episodes. No, that was last
episode, Brad.
Damn it.
That was like a month ago to these people.
Ignore that. I'm going to leave it in, but forget what I said.
Sometimes he messes up, folks. Sometimes
if you're hearing this, it's too late. Those ones already came out.
It already
3 in
happened.
a row.
You already know.
Missed them.
Were we disappointed? Were we excited? I don't know. You'll know. We don't.
But also bonus episodes, which definitely should have come out by now.
Yes.
The last one.
But also sometimes you get to determine what we cover.
Yeah.
Which may have already been asked about that. I don't know.
We
Time's
should probably
weird.
do that again soon.
Yeah.
We should do that after the next 3 arcs.
Correct. That's my plan.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'll work.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get back
on the straight and narrow after my journey into the wilderness.
But we got to shout out our patrons. That's another thing that they get. They get shouted out right now.
They get shouted at.
At our royal tier, we've got our prince, Slimy Okra.
Da, 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 da.
Is that good enough? That's good enough. Also at our royal tier, we've got our Archduke, Imaginary Numeral.
Every time this gets me, and I go, "What am I? How am I?" Doon, doon, doon.
I think it's fine. It's just dun 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 dun. Seek a way out, whatever that means.
To find a way out. Yeah.
The Nonary games, Zone Escape 999.
Yeah,
it's on PS4, I guess.
Yeah, the 999 games. I'm aware of them.
Okay.
They're death escape games.
That's fun.
They're cousins with dang-ass Ron Paul.
I've never heard of it before.
Really? I'm vaguely surprised.
At our noble tier...
I know something your Stan doesn't know that I thought was common knowledge of nerds on the internet.
There's a lot of those kind of things.
I guess. I just thought that'd be something you'd have osmosis by now. It's weird that I have it.
Sometimes the osmosising is happening right now.
Sometimes you're the information. You are Lisa Simpson.
At our noble tier.
At our noble tier. Very important.
We've got our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf.
You're getting better at that.
Every day. And last, and certainly not least, at our commoner tier, we've got Rena, Laura Carroll, and Last Man on Earth. So thank you so much to all of our patrons.
Thank you, patrons. Thank you, Brad, for doing that. Thank you, listeners, for listening to the episode. Make sure you listen to all the episodes on our feed. And Brad, I'm done with this. This podcast is over. Put up your dukes. Ah!
Didn't we just do that?
Probably.
And the thing with Kagurabachi is like they somehow are able to do the most badass aura farming over and over and over again. And it doesn't make any sense. You'd think that it would use up its
cool.
its
If something's
capital.
cool, you get hype.
But yeah, it just keeps doing it.
Brad, what's this one called, but not in English? Because that's not what I have it named as, even though I should have, because the English name's pretty good. I just literally need the beginning of it. I just need to find it on my Google Drive.
Oh, the document's named. May I ask one final thing?
Oh, yeah, you're right. You wrote it.
Yeah.
I didn't write anything on it.
Um,
Duh.
Do I?
Read the summary? A thing we never remember?
No, I know I don't read the summary,
Okay.
but do I do the...
You do the episode call out, I think. I don't think you did it for Digimon, because it was a weird one, even though it wasn't technically.
Yeah.
I think we called it an Isanine. We made an Isanine.
Going back to find one.
I love that we do this every time. We've been doing, what is this, 119?
Here we go. Drifters should be.
Yeah, but did you say I think you say the title. Yes, and? It's you. Right up here. Like I said, I don't think you did Digimon because we forgot and we weren't thinking about it, but...
And Digimon was weird. On today's episode, before we begin, may I ask for one final thing? How do you feel about that?
Can you give me a little bit more noble woman,
Yeah.
drama? yeah. It just needed a little bit more. You gave me a little bit more. So good bit. Oh, yeah, you get to say it in Japanese. I had to type that into Google. That was a heck of a time. I hate that it's like, I'll finish the name of it, but did you mean the anime or the this? And I'm like,
yeah.
No, I just want you to finish the name of the goddamn thing. It's like,
I muted it.
Oh my goodness, Brad, I'm like waiting for you to give me the count-in.
Didn't we just do that?
Probably.
Are those diamonds?
These are the spike ones. I've put my hands in glue and then broken glass and then M&Ms. Yeah. Like in Hot Shots Part 2.
That's so funny.
Please keep before the episode ends the you just going, me going, yeah, and you just going, didn't we do that already? And I just go, probably. And that's when the audio cuts in fully. And then put the after that into the after beeps directly. Because I just love that you just very calmly going, didn't we do this already? Yes, of course.
All right.
Good stuff.